This is Curl Talk with Curl Talk. Let's talk curls. Hey Curl. So I wanted to talk about porosity. Do you know your porosity? Do you even know what porosity means? Because I say porosity and then people are like, what is that? That's fine, because we're not born with a handbook. Here you go. Here's the handbook of your life, Jolie. Now you know how to deal with your hair. So we are all out here learning, and let's share our knowledge. So today we're going to talk about porosity. So I think porosity is super important to know. Forget curl type. Personally, I don't believe in curl type. I think it's a waste of time. I think this curl is different to this curl, and tomorrow this curl might be better than that curl. And it's just how it goes. Whether I use a Denman brush, whether I use a wide tooth comb, whether I use my fingers and rake it, whether I scrunch it, whether I do this, it will all alternate the way my curls will be. So personally, I don't focus on it. A curl is a curl. They're all wondrous and beautiful and unique. Porosity now. Porosity basically just means how much your hair absorbs water or doesn't absorb water. And with low porosity, the water kind of sits on top of your hair and rolls off. I always use the example of a roof, the roof tiles, and the water sits on top and rolls off. With high porosity, it's like the roof tiles are slightly cracked, quite open, so the water goes in and goes out again, so you can't keep hold of the water, so you would change your regime according to that. So with high porosity, you might want to use more heavier products to hold the water and get it to kind of stay in the hair. With low porosity, once it's in, it's generally in. These things will be a major factor with frizz, the hydration, your curl definition will all be better if you get your hydration right, which knowing your porosity will help you to do that. Ways that you can check by just literally spraying your hair and seeing whether the water sits on top of it, or run your finger up your hair and see if it's bumpy or if it's really smooth, and then you can see if it's more open or closed. Or you could drop, it has to be a clean piece of hair, drop it into a glass of water and see if it floats or sinks. If it floats, then it is low porosity. If it sinks, then it is high porosity. And if it kind of slowly drops down, then it's kind of in between. It is quite common to have low porosity hair, but sometimes you can have a medium to low. I do feel like the low spectrum can be quite wide. So you might have low, but it might just be on the borders of medium, or you might have super low porosity. It is essential that your hair is hydrated to get good curls. So with low porosity, you just kind of really want to get the water in. With high porosity, you want to keep the water in. So check your porosity.